right, welcome back, Leo. Just got to do a quick shuffle of the cards here for you. And this is going to be your monthly reading for the month of April. I made quite a mess here. So I am going to do what I've been doing the previous months. So it's still going to be a quick 7-card spread for you. But what I'll do is I will go over the past months and then we'll go over this month and see just kind of how it all jives together. See how that helps you. And hopefully it helps you. Let's just give them a good shuffle. Spirit, please guide us on what Leo should be looking for in the month of April, please. Oh boy. I guess that card wants to be in. So, like I said before, what I'm going to do to start this reading is we will go over each card individually, but what I'll do is I will go over the past first and before moving forward with the reading for this month. So our first card here is our Moon card, and this is going to be the card that's on your home and inner emotional life. And in the past months, you were really motivated, you were feeling self-confident, you had the clear mind, you were ready for adventure, and then you were kind of going with the flow. Okay, so let's see what it says for you this month. So this month we have the Queen of Wands. And for April, Leo, you are going to be very self-confident and you might have an independent streak. So far, so good there. I don't think you're having any issues with yourself personally. So far this year or this month, looks like things are going to be going good for you there. Our next card is our Mercury card, and this is going to be the card that reflects your work and business matters. So in your past, you were feeling a little bit disappointed in the workplace. There was some possible deception. Maybe you had some false expectations with your work. And then there was possible rumors at work. And then I kind of recommended not to trust people in the workplace at that time. Hopefully that's resolved. And then you may have made some mistakes at work, and was somebody keeping something for you, or did they have a hidden agenda for you? So that was kind of the past few months in a nutshell. So let's see what it says for you this month. Hopefully things are looking better, because it looks like so far, Leo, the work life hasn't been that great. So, okay. So we have the Nine of Wands. Unfortunately, as you can see with the coloring and the lightning bolts and the big waves, it does not look like any work issues are going to be resolved this month, at least for the month of April. As long as you stay where you are currently for the month of April, that is. So if you did change jobs, maybe things would change. But as of right now, excuse me, it does look like some rough paths for you. So the Nine of Wands means like struggles ahead, as you can see with the big waves. But what you can't see in this card image here is that you do have the strength to overcome these struggles and to overcome the problems. And with the Queen of Wands right next to it, I really do resonate with that, and I feel like that is true. You know, you are very strong, Leo, and you can get through these, but just, I wish I had some better news for you. I was hoping that with the past months looking rocky for your work situation, I was hoping it would start to look better. But like I said, unfortunately, right now, it looks like there is at your workplace still going to be some struggle there. So hopefully, that will be resolved soon for you. We're going to move on to our next card, which is our Venus card. And this is going to be your relationship card. Most likely your romantic ones, but it could be a close friend or family member as well. And in the past, the card said that it was a great time for friendship and relationships. You were showing some great emotion. You were loving and caring. And then, relationships seem to kind of get a little difficult. And I advise not to force anything. So something was going on. Maybe it's the stress from your work life, because with that everything going on at work, it might kind of stem through your relationships. People are sick of hearing you complain, or they don't understand what you're so upset about. So that could give you some complications for relationships. So let's see what it says for you this month. So this month we have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is telling you that you're going to have a strong focus on your relationships this month. Okay, so for April, you're going to have a strong relationship, a strong focus on your relationships. You're going to be focused on it, and you're going to have great emotions. So things are going to be going well for your relationships for the month of April. And maybe it's a way of kind of stepping away from this, because this is just keeps sticking out at me. But I haven't seen the rest of the cards yet, so we'll see. Our next card is going to be our Sun card. So this is where your goals, accomplishments, and successes will be. So in the previous months, your goals were not to be too greedy and to avoid any risks. And then you really kind of need to get out of the boredom and not to be too fatigued. You were feeling really tired, okay, Leo? And you kind of really your goal was to get out of that. And then last month, your goal was to make sure if you do spend money that you're spending it wisely. So let's see what your goal is for this month, for April. So here we have the 10 of Wands in reverse, okay? So the 10 of Wands in reverse is pretty much saying that your goal is to make sure you don't work too hard, okay? Obviously, you need some strength in the workplace, but if you focus only on work and not your friendships or your relationships, you need to not work too hard, okay? And, make sure you're not taking on more than you should, okay? I know sometimes it's really hard to say no to people, and we want to be helpful, but this card's warning you that that's what your goal is for this month, is not to work too hard and not to take on more than you should. Especially if there's going to be some difficulties, you might need to shift your focus elsewhere. Okay, Leo? So we're going to move on to our next card, which is our Mars card. And this is where you're going to have the most challenges and difficulties for the month of April, okay? And in the last few months, your challenges were, you were going to have some hardship, but to be smart with your money, and then dealing with arrogance, narcissism, or someone who might have been impulsive. And then your challenge was to be accepting of something. You need to find peace with something that was bothering you in order to move on, okay? So let's see what your struggle is going to be for the month of April. So here we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, and with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse is telling you that your challenges this month are going to be unfinished business, and that you may be really frustrated with delays, and that you want more out of something that you're not getting. And once again, I'm going to put this right back to the workplace, because everything else is looking good. Is I feel like maybe you want more out of your job than you're getting. Okay, Leo? So let's move on to our next card, which is our Jupiter card. And this is where you're going to have some growth and development for the month of April, okay? And in the past, you had some growth from passion and harmony. There was possibility that maybe someone got married in January that or you're close to. Then you gained courage that you didn't have before to overcome your obstacles. And then next was that you needed to take a chance, an adventure, and then you would grow from this. So let's see what it says for you this month. So here we have Judgment. Okay. And the Judgments card's saying that it's time for you to face yourself. Okay. And when making decisions this month, you need to use logic, not intuition. I know a lot of times you'll hear me say use your intuition and follow your heart. But this Judgments card's telling you that you need to use your judgment. Judgment, your logic here. Sorry, I'm looking at the Judgment card and saying judgment. But yes, use your logic, okay? That's what you need to focus on this month think with your logic, okay? And to take your past, okay? So things that have happened in your past, take that as an opportunity to learn and grow. There's a lesson that needs to be learned here and to be seen here. And once again, I know I may be sounding repetitive, but I think it involves your workplace, okay? Something to do with work. And let's see what our last card is, just kind of get a better understanding on what's going on here. This is the card that really jumped out at me. So I had to take the card. So it was jumping out at me, meaning the message with this card is probably going to be pretty strong. Okay, Leo, I just want you to know that it really jumped out. But first, let's talk about what happened in your past. So this is your Saturn card, and this is where you're going to have some restraints and controls for the month. And in your past, you really needed to be more open-minded, okay? And not let your insecurities get the best of you. And something may have happened that opened your eyes and kind of awakened you a little bit. And once again, you need to think over your past and take it as a lesson. So the fact that this card is coming up and again saying you need to look at your past and take it as a lesson, meaning I don't think you learned that lesson back in March. Okay, Leo, so you really need to kind of reflect on what is the cards trying to tell you that you need to learn from your past, because it came up again. Okay, so let's see what it says for this month. So this month we have the King of Swords. And like I said, this is the one that had really popped out at me. So this message is probably going to be pretty strong for you and you really need to think about it. So this card is pretty much saying someone who's really assertive may be trying to dominate you. So like I said, because that card really jumped out at me, you really kind of need to take that into consideration, okay? Really think about making sure someone's not trying to take advantage of you. They might be real convincing, but yeah, try not to let that happen, okay, Leo? And you really need to use your problem-solving skills. And once again, I know I'm probably sounding repetitive, but I'm really feeling like this is stemming from the workplace. I feel like your friends and family and your relationships and stuff are fine at this point. I think the real struggle and the real problem is in your workplace right now. Okay, Leo? So the main message I have is that you're going to have some problems and some struggles in the workplace and with someone who's really trying to dominate you, take control of you. Once again, I feel like that's from the workplace, but to be mindful and to get out of this reading is you really need to use your logic for April and your problem solving skills. The strength is here. You have the strength to get through this. Okay, Leo? So it's another thing you should focus on. The strength is there. You just need to use your logic and problem solving skills and everything will be all right in the end. All right? I hope that was helpful for you, Leo, and see you soon.